Hi there, happy hippos. What kinds of things can you do in the winter? What kinds of activities can you do? Well, you could stay inside and you could snuggle under a blanket, sit in front of a fireplace, read a book, drink hot chocolate. You could find an ice skating rink that's inside and skate around. What could you do outside? Well, if it's snowing, what could you do? Make some snowballs and throw them with somebody. You could make a snowman or a snow angel. Well, these animals found something fun to do. Do you know what kind of sport they're playing? They are playing hockey. You could play hockey in the street, but you could also play hockey on ice. They have their sticks, they have their puck, and they have some friends to play with them. Now this story starts off with one friend, Beaver. He was hoping to do something else at this lake outside. It turns out they had to play hockey instead. Let's find out why. The title is Hockey in the Wild. Do you think animals can really play hockey? This is pretty silly. I don't know if they're really able to hold these sticks. One particularly cold day, the beaver was getting ready for his morning dip in the lake. He wanted to go swimming. See, he has his inner tube so he can float. He checked the wind speed, removed his floaty, did his stretches, put on his bathing suit, and prepared to enter the water. How is he going to get in the lake? He wasn't just going to walk in. He jumped. He jumped off the dock. Except the water wasn't water. It was ice. Ice is made out of water. It's water that's frozen. But once the ice melts, then it's water again. The beaver quickly called his friends to tell them the news. Lace up! The lake is frozen! Tell Beaver I'm sleeping. The bear and the moose ran down to the lake and they all jumped onto the ice. But they discovered that the ice wasn't quite thick enough to play hockey. Oh my goodness, what happened when they jumped onto the ice? They fell right through. The ice broke. Oh my goodness, that water must be so cold under that ice. Determined to play, the next morning they returned to the lake, better prepared. Okay, now they've got their floaties on, so even if the ice breaks, they're not going to fall all the way into the water. They'll still float. But it didn't help. The ice was still too thin. Pass the puck. Help! I can't feel my legs. Waiting for the lake to freeze seemed impossible. They tried to take their minds off hockey, but it was difficult. They practiced competitive napping, spent countless hours singing karaoke, made lots of comfort food, and stared at the thermometer, waiting for the temperature to drop. One morning after breakfast, the beaver opened the front door to check the weather. It was official. Hockey season had arrived. Look at all that snow. It's really blowing around, blowing right into their house. I'm sure it feels really cold, too. The beaver went to tell the bear and the moose the news. But after a long off season, they were in no shape to play hockey. They had a lot of work to do. They began with an intense 5-day workout, ate kale for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, showered, and sharpened their skates. Finally fit, confident, and prepared, they headed to the lake. Oh, I hope they get to play hockey this time. I hope the ice is thick enough so that when they step on, it won't break. Not wanting to repeat their earlier mistakes, they took all of the necessary precautions. First, the bear threw a giant boulder onto the ice to see if it would crack. Next, the beaver measured the thickness of the ice. Then, as a final test, they sent the moose out onto the frozen lake. They were testing to make sure it wasn't going to break under their heavy weight. And the ice held strong. Satisfied that it was safe to play, the bear and the beaver quickly laced up and joined the moose on the frozen lake. The bear, the moose, and the beaver played fast and wild. They shot, glided, tripped, flipped, and sometimes crashed. And when everyone was in position and on the attack, you could hear the three friends shout, "He shoots! He scores! Woohoo!" As the sun set and the stars filled the sky, the bear, the moose, and the beaver kept on playing. It seemed like nothing could stop them now, except maybe the spring thaw. But that was a long way off. And that is the end. Do you think you might like to play hockey one day? First, you have to learn how to ice skate. Maybe you could go do that one day too. I've ice skated before, but I don't think I've ever played hockey. Looks like fun. You could pretend to be the beaver and take your friends to play hockey too. See you later, Happy Hippos.